Alright, so in this segment we're going to talk about our tools and workspace, okay? Some of you are worried about tools not having them and things like that, so hopefully this will maybe help that out a little bit. I'm going to be working in my basement. That's my workspace. I have a folding table, so that's going to work out good. I'll be able to watch this down when I'm all said and done. If you're working upstairs or anything like that, maybe you can put down a garbage bag to protect the area. Okay, if you have a board to work on, possibly a big piece of cardboard, something, that'll keep your clay contained. Okay, and that'll help you out. Important thing is some of you, in your answering your questions about where to wash your hands, you're like in the sink. You don't want to wash, like if your hands are really dirty, in the sink, because that can cause your drains to back up. So you want a bucket, just keep it to the side, keep it in the garage, where you can rinse your tools off, get all that main stuff out of there before you go to the sink. Same with your hands, okay? This can just sit in the garage. All that clay, it's so heavy, it's going to settle to the bottom. So eventually you can just dump the water off the top outside and then just let it set up, and now you just throw it away. Now you're not causing any problems in the sink, okay? You could also see if you have any, tablecloths, plastic tablecloths that are disposable. That's great. They're like a buck if you can get it. Okay. Don't forget yourself as well. So whether you have a work shirt, an apron, or you're just wearing old clothes, anything like that will work. Okay. You could even work on a piece of old material or towel, and that'll help keep things a little bit more contained. All right. Your sponge, of course, just your regular sponge, okay? Nothing different there. Same with go through recycling and find these kind of containers, okay? If you can find extra containers, don't forget that you can use a lid to make a rib, okay? And that is going to be a great tool. It's flexible and wonderful. I made a second one here out of an old credit card, or actually it was a gift card. The place went out of business. But it's a little stiffer. And so with this one, I cut out some great patterns and textures to the sides. So I can use this to create different textures and patterns, okay? So that's in the replacement to the ribs. All right, for your clay cutters, okay, the traditional ones, we have the string and the sticks. Here I just found a bunch of old washers. So I have 2 washers, and I'm just using fishing line or monofilament. Okay, you could also use string, embroidery thread, anything like that. That's going to be thin enough where you can put on 2 sticks to make it sturdy enough to cut through the clay. Okay, I also thought, well, I have 2 glue sticks. I could use these as my handles. Whatever works will work, okay? So instead of the needle tool, I gave you a toothpick or 2. You can always use paper clips. Okay, found an old compass here that hasn't gotten used for a while. Okay, can just try to get it in the camera better. So something like that. Your fork again that I gave you too can be used to score and slip areas as well as create patterns and designs. The knife gave you, of course, replacement to your fettling knife. Little trimmer knife or a smaller knife. Well, I've got an X-Acto knife. Remember, you don't need anything sharp. Just has to be thin and sturdy enough to cut. Okay? For my wooden knife, which is basically just a tool to blend and meld, if you got a popsicle stick or some other kind of maybe thin little wood or something around that you can work with. So that's what my replacement's going to be. Okay? Let's see what else. For a loop tool, okay? Standard loop tools, okay? What I'm going to do is take my paper clip and duct tape, and I'll just tape that to the end of a pencil, okay? And now that is going to give a good tool to kind of use and work with. Don't forget, pencils too can be used just like a needle tool. They can draw on the clay, pierce through it. A lot of times I actually like this better because it's a little bit thicker of a line. All right, some other little tools. If you have a plastic ruler around, that's great. Again, all the stuff will be able to be washed off, but just something you can use for right now. If you got old paintbrushes around, okay, not a good one. But this you can use too with water, dipping it in, and getting in small areas to help smooth out those areas, okay? So one other little thing I was going to show you, as far as for your clay cutters, I had an old piece of wire around, okay? So I twisted around a pencil to make it like a spring. You can also use these from a pen, but if I pull it out, okay, it's kind of curvy and different, but this creates great, cool texture, okay, when you cut into the clay. So that's something else you can do, especially when we start working with slabs, to create some pattern and design. Okay, so hopefully this makes your area a little less stressful for you to work with, and we'll begin soon next with learning how to wedge the clay.